sick this week, but I really wanted to record this tips before you do these crochet box braids on your hair, girl. I'm going to need you to watch this video because I have a few tips and tricks that I've learned when I did my own box braids to reduce the amount of stress and shit that you're going to have to go through before you do your box braids / crochet box braids. The longest length in this is 24 inches, which was so hard to find, girl. 24 inches, and then the shortest length that I have is 22, and that's what's at the top. I did half of my head braided by hand, and then the other half was pre-braided, and this is all the pre-braided hair. I'm gonna go from beginning to end, the things that you should know and things you should prepare for, things you should buy before you do these box braids. So when you get home, you're doing your braids, they're one and done, girl. You can get it done and that's it, no stress. So I used 2 different brands. I was actually going to use 3, but the sizing is so different for different brands. These are the free tress braid right here. It comes in the blue long container. I hope I can find a picture of it. But these are the pre-braided ones, and I got mine in long large, and I also got mine in box braid medium. The 2 sizes are actually not that far apart. This is the difference between the braids here. You really can't even tell on camera. It's about like a half size. So the sizing is not that different on the free tress braid, but the large braid on the Havana, these are huge. If you really wanted like dookie braids, this is the brand that you would use. The large ones in the free tress braid are not that large. So make sure when you're shopping for your pre-braided hair that you're going to look at different brands and understand that each brand has different sizing. I noticed on the free tress braid they do not put the inches, like the length on theirs. If you're buying online, just be aware, unless it specifies 24 inches, it is not 24 inches. You have to look to see if they specifically say 24 inches. First I had to choose the correct length. I chose 60 inches. So when I braided, because it was 24 in the back, so I estimated that it needed to be at least 48 inches, but I wanted to also give room for cutting and burning the ends and all that type of stuff. So I went to 60 inches, which was the perfect amount because I was able to braid the hair as long as this hair is at the bottom. So you can't even tell it's the same length. Be aware of the amount of hair that you need. I bought 5 of the pre-braided these. So that was enough. I think I needed only 4, about 4, 3.5, 4 for the back of my head, and this is still too much hair. I'll get into the weight a little bit later. My hair in the front, I bought 2 of these, but I actually needed like maybe 4 of these for the front of my head, because you don't realize how, especially if you're using the full length. I didn't cut my Kanekalon hair that I used to braid my natural hair in the front. I needed about, I would need 4 of these in the front and 4 in the back. So all around maybe like 6 to 8 packs, depending on how thick or thin you want. So if you wanted the pre-braided hair, go between 6 to 8 packs, depending on how thick or thin you need it. And if you want, if you're gonna do half and half, I would say you need to be safe, 4 in the back and 4 in the front, just to make sure you're safe and you are covering your whole entire head. The worst thing is if you run out of hair, because you're gonna be walking around looking like a chicken with it. I do natural deep conditioning. I do olive oil, mayonnaise, honey, and cayenne pepper to encourage growth. And I also do Aussie Moist conditioner. I may add that in there as well. I deep condition my hair for about, with a hair dryer. So I use like the Golden Hot hair dryer thing, and I deep condition my hair for about half an hour to, about half an hour. It was important for me to blow dry my hair because my hair is really fine, so it breaks off pretty easily when I'm cornrowing. So I wanted to make sure I had the products to moisturize my hair. I also use products on my hair to moisturize and seal it before I braid my hair down, before I do my cornrows in the back and I braid my hair in the front. The Cantu Moisturizing Curl Activator Cream is really, really moisturizing. The Coil Calm Detangler, I always use coconut oil. I don't have the container with me, but I always use coconut oil. I also use the Jamaican Black Castor Oil on my scalp to encourage growth and make sure my hair is moisturized. And I also put it on my ends to discourage breakage. So make sure you buy an applicator bottle. If you wash your braids, or if you want to moisturize in between your braids, you don't have to put it on your finger and rub it through. You just go like this, massage it in your scalp, and then you go. It is so important that you pre-treat your braiding hair before you install it, because if you don't, there's a high possibility that you could be allergic to the coating that's outside of the synthetic hair. I don't know what, it's like an alkaline sort of coating that they put on it that will itch your scalp. Sometimes it creates bumps, and then you want to uninstall it. You want to take it out immediately. Basically, you just put the hair in an apple cider vinegar water rinse. Some people put baking soda in there as well. Soak it in there for about 15 minutes in hot water. Not super hot, but you know, just hot water. And soak it in there for about 15 minutes, empty it out, squeeze the hair out, and then hang them to dry. I pre-treated all of the hair I use, even the Kanekalon hair that I use in the front. That's the most important, because that hair will itch you. I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry. So when you're considering your braid pattern, always consider how you're going to style your hair. My braid pattern that I used, and you'll see it in the video, was straight back here, and then just the regular squares up in the front. The braid pattern that I thought was most important for me, I like to do like a half up, sort of half down situation. Because of that, I wanted to make sure I braided my hair no crochet in the front, so it gave you some realness, and crochet in the back where you just wouldn't really be able to tell. So say you were installing the braid and you braid towards your face like this, it's easier to do that. If you do that and it's time for you to go to sleep that night, turning the hair backwards so you can put it up creates tension on the front of your head. There are two choices that you can make for that. Either you can do the rubber band method, which I've heard reduces tension, but my hair is really too thin for that. I don't know if it will work. Or you can just braid in the direction that you're going to wear your hair when you put it up. And then if you need to, if you want to put it in front of your face, it's easier to do that than to put it up and create all this tension going back. When I crocheted, the method in which I did it is make sure it's open, you push it in, and I would push it in standing up, not flat, because that can pull on the braid. I pushed it inside the braid to the cornrow like this, and then I would flip it, grab the hair, lock it, pull back through, and then I would loop it through. I wouldn't do the pull the loop through, grab the hair, blah blah blah. That's too much. I take this crochet thing off and just loop it through with my fingers. I really thought when you crochet your braids in, you would have on the cornrow, so you're crocheting the braids in, there's going to be a crochet braid stacked on top of a crochet braid. No, that's actually not the case. Per cornrow, I could have had 5 or 4 braids on one cornrow, and it would have been fine. You can't even tell. So when you start out, leave space in between. Leave about 2 braid space, depending on the size, 1 or 2 braid space in between your on each cornrow, because you don't want to stack too much in it to where it's heavy and you will have to take some out afterwards. So just leave some space in between. It's better to add than to take out. So leave some space in between to give yourself room to add some hair in if it's necessary. There's a lot of people on YouTube that was talking about the hair is really, really light. I swear to God, I have abs in my neck because My braids are so heavy. I have neck pain, I have back pain, like upper back pain, because this hair is really heavy. Synthetic hair is much heavier than human hair. Human hair doesn't have as much weight, but synthetic hair really will drag your hair down. Granted, I probably have too many braids in my head, but I like the look of it. Be careful, especially when you have long hair, when you choose a longer length, how much hair you put in your head. You can end up with too much hair, and over time, I've had my braids in for a month. Over time, it's going to be so heavy that it's difficult to sleep. Like when I'm sleeping, I couldn't even lift my head. I would literally have to lift my head like this. I would take my head wrap and lift it and then lift my head, because it would put too much tension on my neck. But I swear my neck did sit-ups. I have a muscular neck now. The pre-braided hair, really, the ends don't need to be sealed. I don't know what they did to the ends, but they are perfectly done. Mine have not unraveled. Even if they look like they're about to, they haven't unraveled. But I did have to seal my ends for the box braids in the front. When my mama did my braids, they always burnt the ends. Like, the ends was always burnt. So that's what I did. I went to my stove and I burnt my ends. When I burnt the ends, I realized that burnt ends snag. My burnt ends did not snag on my clothes. They snagged on the other braids, the pre-braided hair at the back. So it's always best to either do the hot water method or this method that I saw Lipstick and Curls do. She flat ironed her ends, which seemed to work out fine for her as well. So I have this headband. This headband is perfect for your edges, making sure they're, protected when you're working out or when you're sleeping. It just goes on the front of your head. And this is from Dry Sweat. And you can get it from Target. That's where I got mine. This will go on the front of my head. And then I would put this on top. And I would stack all of my hair at the top of my head so it was easier to sleep and my hair was not in the way. Just please consider your sleep and how you're going to sleep when you're considering how you're going to do these beautiful box braids. Get an applicator bottle for your shampoo. In conditioning, you should be able to just condition the ends and put the conditioner on there, but just for your scalp and shampooing, get an applicator bottle, put some shampoo and some water in it, and then squeeze it onto your scalp and rinse it that way. So you won't have to take a big glob and try and figure out how you're going to get to your scalp. Get an applicator bottle. Applicator bottles, if you can, get 5 or 6 of these because they come in handy when you're doing any sort of protective styling, including with weaves, all types of shit. So get one of these, girl. Get you one for your oils, for your conditioners, for everything. You need one of these. Also, my very, very last tip, be patient. There's a lot of videos that show you can finish your box braids or your crochet box braids in 2 hours, 3 hours. Mine took me 8, and I didn't really bargain for the length and the amount of braiding that it would take for me to do all this hair in the front, because I haven't braided my hair in a while. And if you're inexperienced, it's not going to take you 2 to 3 hours. It may take you up to 5 or 6. So make sure you have a full day. Make sure you're not rushing. Make sure you don't have anywhere to go. And take your time and have fun doing your box braids. Styling your hair, to me, is a time for you to, adorn yourself, spend time with yourself, and just relax. Don't get too frustrated. Allow yourself some time to make mistakes, because you will if this is your first time. You're going to make some mistakes. So just kind of relax. Give yourself a full day. Clear your schedule. Maybe clear your schedule for the next day if you're really inexperienced. Just enjoy doing your box braids and learning how to do this experience, because you may be doing it more than once. So that's basically it. That's all my tips. Happy braiding. If you have any questions, I'm always happy to answer. I guess I will see y'all soon. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully next time I see you I will have an actual voice, but I kind of like this voice, a little bit sexy. Thank you for watching, loves. Bye.